There needs to be a Nuremberg trial for the Vatican. Trump appointed Mel Gibson, Jon Voight, and Sylvester Stallone as Hollywood special ambassadors. I saw this. That's freaking awesome. And if they can get Mel Gibson to start making masterpieces again, I ain't going to complain, because Mel Gibson has made the best movies ever. Apocalypto. Braveheart, which arguably is the greatest film ever made. And he made The Passion of the Christ, which was a masterpiece. If Mel Gibson can make more movies, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm not going to complain. Speaking of Mel Gibson, did you guys see Mel Gibson's interview on the Joe Rogan Experience? I watched most of it, and I was very happy to see Mel Gibson telling the world about the evils of the Catholic Church, specifically about the Catholic Church's cover-up for sexual predator priests. And he specifically mentioned a priest who was sexually molesting deaf kids. And I'm like, thank God. Thank God. He goes onto the Joe Rogan show that has tens of millions of listeners, and he tells people, listen, the Vatican was covering up for the scum of the earth. And what do I see? Oh, Lord Jesus God. What do I see not too long after Mel Gibson's interview comes out? Who starts attacking Mel Gibson? Who? Papists. Yep, that's right. Catholics. They started attacking our man, Mel Gibson. Why are you attacking this man? For what? Well, it's very important that we defend Mother Holy Rome. For what? He's talking about how this priest was raping deaf kids. Raping deaf kids, damn it. And the freaking papacy was defending this monster. And Mel Gibson is simply shedding light on this, and you're attacking him for that? Fuck out of here. Give me a break. And so guess who I see on YouTube? Bashing Mel Gibson for this reason. I see that guy, Michael Lofton. The reason and theology guy. Yeah. The laity are the biggest cover-uppers. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Completely agree. They're the worst. They're the biggest enablers. Before I start screaming again, before I start raising my voice again, let me just explain myself about this this reason and theology guy. So I'm listening. He's live, and I see that he's live. I said, "Oh damn, I'm gonna see what he has to say." He starts talking about Mel Gibson and what he said about the Vatican and all this stuff, and I put one line on the chat. I put one line on that chat, and I said, Pope Francis supports same-sex civil unions. He does. He made that very clear. And Lofton said, yeah, Pope Francis did say that. He did say what he said about same-sex civil unions, but he said something to the likes of, if you're going to criticize the Holy Father, you need to criticize him knowing the full background, the full context in which he said it, in which he said what he said about secular gay marriage and all this, blah, blah, blah. And I put a response on the chat, and I said, but he did say it. That's what matters. He did say it. And Lofton wrote a comment as a response to me. And he said, Ted, I don't really want to argue. He knew who I was, too. That's the thing, is as soon as he saw my comment, there were a bunch of other comments there. He saw my comment. He said, oh, Theodore Schubot is here. He knew how to pronounce my name. He knows who I am. And he said, yeah, Pope Francis did say that about same-sex civil unions, but if you're going to criticize him, you should criticize him understanding the full context, blah, 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 all that Weasley shit. So then I put a response to him and I said, but he did say that about same-sex civil unions. And he puts a key, instead of speaking something as a response to me, he wrote something on the chat and he said, Theodore, I don't want to argue about this with you right now, because it's off topic. How is it off topic? We're talking about the problems of the Vatican. And Mel Gibson is clearly speaking about how Sodom is in the Vatican, how you have this pedophilia cover-up in the Vatican. And then he put a pause on me. I tried to write a response to him, and I couldn't. It said, you got to wait. So he put me on timeout. I got put on timeout. So Lofton finds this article, I think it was published by The Guardian, about the story that Mel Gibson made mention of, in which you had this priest who was molesting deaf kids. And he reads the whole... Gas... That's what it is. It's gaslighting. Okay. So he reads the whole article, and the article is talking about how, yeah, there was this priest, he was a pedophile, blah, 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 and it gives you all the details. And what does Lofton say after reading the article? He says, I'll leave it up to you to come to your own conclusion. Instead of making his own conclusion and saying, wow, yeah, this happened. Yeah, there was a cover-up. Yeah, there was a priest who was doing this evil. Instead of saying that, he says, I'll let you guys come to your own conclusion about this article. Really? Oh, Jesus, God, have mercy. It's horrible. Yes, Vort says it's horrible. I agree. It's horrible. Damn it, I hate it. I hate it. I get so upset when I see this gaslighting, this dismissive behavior, raping the most vulnerable people in society under the guise of religion, under the guise of religious garb, covering up for the whole damn thing. There needs to be a Nuremberg trial for the Vatican. There needs to be a trial. There has to be a giant tribunal, multiple prosecutors. Let's make it like the Nuremberg trial. In the Nuremberg trial, you had British judges, Russians, Americans. Let's bring the band back. Let's get some Russian prosecutors, get some judges from Moscow, get some Moscow judges, Americans, I don't know, they're compromised. Let's get some Russians. Let's get some Serbs. Let's get maybe some Italians so we can try to make it more, more geopolitically fair. Let's make it multinational. Let's make it international. Let's get multiple judges. Get all these cardinals. I don't give a damn how old they are. If they're dragging out 90-year-old freaking camp guards who are guards in some death camp somewhere, damn it, bring out the freaking 98-year-old pedophile priest. Bring them out, damn it. Drag them out of the elderly care centers. Drag them out of the Catholic elderly care centers. Put them on trial. We should have a trial, 90-day trial. Bring all the witnesses, all the evidence, do it, lay it all out on the table. And then let's have the prosecutions. Make it a giant international event. You want the Orthodox? Yes, we'll bring the Russians, You know what? Hold on. That might be going too far. We should only bring judges from countries that have been horrendously affected by the Vatican's cover-up. So let's bring Irish judges, Polish judges, Italians, Spanish. Let's make it multinational. How many times do we have to tell you this, old man? I just get a big kick out of these people. These people are absolutely ridiculous. Actually, it's not really that bad. Pedophile priests, they only make like 2%. 2%? All right, let's just say you're right for the sake of argument. That means out of every 100 priests, 2 of them are pedophiles. How about we put shamanist Mongolians as prosecutors? Mongolians! Yep, they'll be throat singing. Well, in order to keep this gathering of men of the law, in order to keep this gathering of men of the law as authentic as possible, and to make this presentation quite sound and representative of the multiple cultures here, we will allow each member from each country that is here to give a presentation of an expression of their culture. The first one to be allowed to give such a presentation will be our two judges from Mongolia. They will be presenting to us a throat singing demonstration. Please go ahead and proceed, my friends. Wow, 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 wow. And then some freaking cardinal who knows he's gonna be hung from a noose. He's hearing this wow, 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 and is like, Roberto, what the hell is that sound? I don't know, but we are fucked. I tell you right now, we are fucked. Do you hear the noises they are making? Do you hear the noises they are making? We are fucked. Yes, in order to make this heretofore international gathering of men of the law as representative of the various cultures here as possible, we will allow each member to give us a demonstration of an expression of their respective culture. Oh, we'll have Irish rain dancing. Mongolian throat singing. We'll have Irish rain dancing. Yes! Damn it. Freaking bagpipes from the courtroom. Holy shit. Bagpipes from the courtroom. I want to see bagpipes with rain dancing, not rain, river dancing, Irish river dancing, and all the freaking all the defendants who are going to be in their they're going to be in the courtroom, and they're going to have to, before even the trial begins, they're going to have to watch each cultural expression presented to them before even the trial begins. Throat singing, Irish river dancing, bagpipes. We'll do some Polish folk singing. We'll do every damn thing. Everything. Mexican mariachi bands. We'll just do the whole damn thing. You know we're fucked. Genghis Khan already said that he is the vengeance of the living God who came to make the sinners pay. There you go. Oh, I want to see the Mongolian throat singers sing sing praise for Genghis Khan. I know they do that over there in Mongolia. And they'll be like, wow, 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 for like 30 minutes. And then the last part of the throat singing song will be, Genghis Khan, Genghis Khan, Genghis Khan. You know we are screwed. Vigano joins Paganos for the trials. We're going to have some Greek representatives. Let's bring some Russians. Because I know that, listen, I know you have crazy people in Russia, don't get me wrong. But I do know that you have some very, very Russians can be, listen, with Russians, there's no in between. They're either super crazy or they're super analytical, super objective, logical. They can see things from the outside. They can see things through a very logical, callously logical lens. I want to bring those Russians, like the Vladimir Solyov types. I want to bring those types of Russians. We'll bring several Russians, not to be prosecutors nor judges, but to be observers, to give legal recommendations and advice to the judges. I think that'll be great. I want to see some Russian dude who, I don't know, he's read every single book written by Solzhenitsyn. He's read every single book written by Dostoevsky, and he's looking at he's read all of Pushkin. The man is a scholar, a Renaissance Russian man. He's going to be watching the whole damn trial, taking notes, the most meticulous notes you can imagine. And then after the trial, he's going to be like, Privet, I think that when we look at the evidence here is very, very demonstrative and very indicative that some extremely antisocial behavior was being done, and there was truly an attempt by Vatican officials to omit certain facts from the from the amount of evidence that we currently have within our possession. I mean, like, really, yes, Solovyov, yes. Have you ever read Solovyov's Russian Idea? It's a great book. Yes, Solovyov was super analytical, and he was very critical of Russian culture. That's why I'm saying we got to get the Solovyov types, because they're not going to be biased. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to get a Russian guy who's like super orthodox, because he might be biased. We don't want to get biased people. We want to get analytical people. People are just going to look at the evidence and then make the declaration with callous intent. With callous precision. That's a better way to put it. Ezen Bogd Jingis. The Mongolian throat singers would be like, like, what's he saying? Translation. I am. Oh, yeah. All the defendants will have the little earpieces, and then they'll be hearing translations of the Mongolian throat singing, and the translator will be like, it'd be like, I am the force that comes to bring vengeance, to impose the vengeance of the great blue sky god Lord Tengri. Some dude with a Jew harp. I come to bring the wrath of the great thundering god who lives in the sky upon the evildoers. That'll be epic. Man, I would love to make a movie like that. The Vatican trials. How about we put Okay, I've already read this. Trent Horn, yeah. Right. I don't know. Yeah. Mel Gibson is a great... I think Mel Gibson's a great guy. He's better than the Vatican, I'll tell you that right now. Fiduciary Supplicans was merely an errant personal exhortation, not an encyclical... I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is that pedophiles were protected. That's all I know. Listen, you can throw all the Latin you want at me. You can give me all the Latin stuff, the Latin legalism. You can throw all the Catholic Talmudic arguments you want at me. I just look at the facts. And I know that pedophiles were protected. That's what I know. And that's why Vigano was critical of the Vatican. And they threw him out eventually. Now, you can throw all the Latin arguments you want. You can throw all the Catholic Talmudism you want at me. The reality is that if such a situation was being done by, let's say, some big corporation, we would have no issue condemning that corporation. But because it's done by the Vatican, all of a sudden, let's throw all these Latin terms out to try to make an argument why we should be following this institution. Well, don't you know about Latinixus Mecanus Tridensis Frutensis? Don't you know about this argument? You don't know? You don't know about Latinexus Frutensis Malcorum Sulfinacum? You don't know? Well, let me tell you. And it's like, dude, all I know is that pedos were covered up. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know anything else. I am the punishment of God. If you had not committed great sins, God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you. Yeah, that's going to be in the throat singing song and dance. Need representatives from Africa. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Are we not living in 2025? We better be multicultural. We better embrace diversity. We got to bring in the African judges. I want to see judges from Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, Chad, and I want those super intellectual Africans. I want those Africans who read the whole dictionary. I want those Africans whose only books are the Bible and Webster's dictionary. Those are the Africans that I want. The ones who know words that no American even knows. Their vocabulary is so damn big. Well, what we have found out by analyzing the evidence that we have at hand right now is that, my friend, please let me finish. Let me finish. What we have concluded from the evidence that we have in our possession is that you have been a conduit for homosexuality and other perversions. You are a conduit for perversion. God will strike you through my hand. I hold the vengeance of God. Sir, what we have concluded by looking at the evidence is major indications. Major indications that you, Cardinal Roberto, have been for decades a conduit for homosexuality and other perversions, scandalizing the souls of young men. And I will not stand for it. That's what I want to see. Oh, and they better do an African dance in the cultural expression part of the trial. I want to see war dances. I want to see Zulu war dances. Damn it! One moment they're all dancing with spears. What are they saying? We will feed you to the lions. We will strike you with our spears. Our spears shall strike you like thunderbolts. I don't know how African war dances sound like. And then all of a sudden, those dancers just put their judges' robes on. Boop. All right, now that this demonstration of cultural expression has been completed, let the trial now proceed. Let us begin. Hell yes. Hell yes, damn it. And man, if that happens, I'll be like, diversity truly is our strength. I want a woke-ass trial. I want the wokest trial ever. Chaka Zulu. Judge Chaka Zulu. The transatlantic voice is unbearable. Side hurting from these wild accents. I'm glad, man. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to entertain people. George Droid on the I want George Floyd on the jury. I stand before you in this legal congregation to present to you all of the evidences that evince wrongdoing on the part of these conduits of perversion. Oh, I love it. I love it. Man, only in our dreams, guys. We can only dream, right? We can only dream, but yet we are living in the era of dreams, are we not? If we see Mel Gibson running Hollywood and making movies again, we will truly be in the era of dreams. It'll be like that scene in Die Hard when Hans Gruber tells that black genius, he tells that black nerd, it is the season of miracles and I give you a miracle. We'll bring in Japanese representatives. Of course we'll bring Japanese representatives. Are you kidding me? We gotta bring in the Japanese. Absolute help. Oh my God. I can't believe I didn't think about this. Absolutely we'll bring in the Japanese. I want to see those Shinto dances in the cultural demonstration part of the trial. Oh hell yes. I want to see them with those big shell trumpets that they use in the Shinto temples. Have you ever seen the trumpets that they blow in the Shinto temples in Japan? Those are some, man, they should use those for the Japanese military. Because if you ever heard the Shinto trumpets in the battlefield and you didn't see the Japanese military, but you were waiting for them to come, and then all of a sudden you hear, I mean, that would be horrifying. That may even be more scary than the Mongolian throat singers. And then all of a sudden you hear, boom, the drums. Boom, 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 and it gets more and more intense. Boom, 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 boom. The big fucking drums like boom, 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 boom. Dudes dancing with samurai swords, and they're like Hashime, and they're dancing with samurai sword. Oh hell yes, dude, hell yes. They're dancing with the samurai swords. And as they're dancing, they're all eyeing the defendants. Oh my God, dude. We bring the whole international community would be involved. ICC, The international court, the International Criminal Court would be involved. We'll bring in the ICJ, the International Court of Justice. We'll bring those guys over. Freaking Mel Gibson would be in the trial as a witness, as an expert witness. We'll pay him a bunch of money. He might even do it for free. He doesn't need the money. The Japanese would carry out the most horrific punishments. No, it'll be death by samurai sword. It'll be actually the swiftest punishment. It'll just be, and they'll do the executions with style. That's the crazy thing. They'll do it with style, dude. They'll pull out the samurai sword from the sheath. They'll pull it out of the sheath with such swiftness and style, and it'll just be one swipe, and then he just wipes the blood. Wipes the blood on his whatever they call it, this outfit, his gi, whatever they call it. I call it a gi. Just wipes it on the sleeve, puts it back in the sheath with utter style. Vlad the Impaler. That's if the Romanians get involved. I don't think the Romanians would get involved in that. I don't think Romania is big in Catholicism. Leave the Haka. Oh, shit! Hell yes, dude! The Haka dance. Why didn't I think about this? This is why I need chant. This is why I need chat. This is why I need the chat. The chat helps me out greatly. Because I'm not always thinking about every damn thing at once. The freaking Maori dance from New Zealand. Oh my gosh. Yes. They're going to come into the courtroom with their like weird ass outfits. With the tattoos, the war tattoos. Hakara, Hakara. I mean, dude, them judges. We're all going to know what's going to happen. Opening proceeding include Maoris doing the haka. Hakara, Hakara, oi! Ah! I mean, the like crazy ass Hawaiian dance. What would it take for people to turn on the Vatican globally? Damn, I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good damn question. Inquisition or Commissar? Can we do both at the same time? Can we harmonize those two concepts or no? Maybe Commissar. What do you think? What do the Russians think? Is there a Russian here who can tell me which would be better? Commissar or Inquisition? And what's a Commissar? What would a Commissar be like? Explain this one to me. Yeah, I like the Maori one. The Hindu dance is better. Is the Hindu dance better? You know what? Let's just include the Hindus. Why not? Let's bring in some Hindu judges. They're not Catholic nor Orthodox, so maybe they will look at things with the callous lens. Maybe they will look at things sheerly as an observer. Perhaps we can bring in a Hindu or a Indian legal expert to act as an observer alongside with our Russian observer as well. And perhaps, yes, we can do the Indian dance. We can do it. We can bring a sitar player over. I like the sitar. Let's bring, you know what? Hell yes. Let's bring a sitar. Let's bring some Bollywood dancers while we're at it. Like in the Temple of Doom movie. Let's just do it. Oh, we can bring those, what do they call it? Carnatic singers from India. And they'll come in and they'll have a woman dancing. And then we'll bring in a Hindu singer, a male Hindu singer. Oh, and the woman will have those little jingles around her ankle. The things that jingle, I don't know what they call them. The little jingles around her ankle so that when she dances, it makes a jingle noise. And then some Hindu guy will be next to the sitar player. They'll have a sitar player. Then the Indian dude will be doing that kind of Carnatic singing that they do in South India. Diggada 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 da. Have you ever seen the diggada 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 da songs from India? They're amazing. It's an art over there. It truly is. It sounds like nonsense to us, but if you actually take the time to listen to it, it is truly an art. I think they call it Carnatic singing, if I'm not mistaken, but it's a very ancient style of singing that comes from South India. And it's like diggada 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 da, diggada 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 da. Oh, so we'll have a guy bobbling his head, sitar player next to him, woman doing a Bollywood dance with the jingles around her ankles, and she'll be then the sitar, oh, and then the bobbling head singer. Jiggada diggada diggada da. Diggada da. Diggada 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 da. 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 Diggada 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 da. I mean, it'd be so. Oh, dude. They'll be chanting the Bhagavad Gita at the trial. Hey, didn't Pope Francis say that Hinduism is cool? Didn't he say Hinduism is A-okay? We can quote the Bhagavad Gita. You shouldn't have an issue with that. So they'll sing the Bhagavad Gita. Diggada-da, diggada-diggada, diggada-diggada, diggada-da, diggada-da, diggada-diggada, diggada-da, 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 diggada-da. And then the translators will be speaking through the little earpieces on the defendants. What are they saying? I am death, the destroyer of worlds. Oh, we're fucked. Diggada-da, diggada-diggada, diggada-da, diggada. That's how they sound like. Have you ever heard of Carnatic singing? It's really cool. I don't know if I should play it here because I might get copyright struck. But we'll bring in we'll do it. Let's do it. Hell, oh shit. Let's bring in, do you know how they, on the border between India and Pakistan, they have a Pakistani dancer and an Indian dancer, and they do war dances as a way to express rage against each other but not kill each other. So it's sort of a way just to release steam. We should bring in a Pakistani war dancer and an Indian war dancer and have them do a war dance competition. They'll be like, woo, 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 woo. The one verse of Bhagavad Gita. What an amazing dream that is, guys. We literally came up with a fantasy that's fucking awesome. I mean, it's like, if you're a guy, right? What would you choose? Like, if you had to choose between, let's say you could wish for only two things, and if you wish for one of these things, it will happen. Your choice is either go and be married to the most beautiful woman in the world, or actually have that trial happen. I'm choosing the latter of the two. I'm choosing the latter of the two. I don't give a damn. We're doing this, bitch. I want Mel Gibson in this bitch. I want everybody. Multinational coalition. I'll see to it. I'll write a whole book on it afterwards. My experience prosecuting monsters. Oh, I'll write a book about my experience in the trial, how I organized the whole trial, and then the title will be something like prosecuting monsters. How I took down the Vatican. Oh, hot damn, that'll be awesome. The trial. Yup, the trial. Yeah, now let's do a vote. Let's do a vote. Either you have two choices to vote for. If you vote for one, it's going to happen. Either you marry the most beautiful woman on earth, or this trial happens. Which one? Which one? I want to see the votes. I want to see the votes. What a fantastic sight that would be. I would be in complete and utter ecstasy and elation. You have no idea. I'm smiling about it right now, and it's not even real. It's a fantasy. Ladder, and then get one of those sexy... No, you can't. No, it's either you marry the most beautiful woman in the world, or this trial happens with all the dances, with all the cultural expressions, and the monsters get prosecuted, and you live the rest of your life single. Which is it going to be? I want to see. Hi, I agree. Short Farrell says trial. I choose the trial. Trial. Oh, we should do some Aztec dances as well. We'll do some indigenous Azteca. We'll bring the Azteca dances. Balls in the table, bring out the katana. Oh, that'll be great. Ladder, and then get, let's see, what else? You can name your book My Catholic Struggle. What a struggle that would be. It'll be like, I don't know, after the prosecution is over, we'll all get together and we'll make a grand speech and we'll say, now we are entering a new beginning of this earth's existence. We enter a new realm where justice prevails over dishonesty, where justice and truth prevail over the omission of the truth. We stand now here before the world, holding the sword of justice unsheathed and released unto the evildoers. We now enter a new world, and this new world awaits us. Oh, what a sight that would be. What a sight that would be. Amazing. Get that thug Aztec leader. As long as the punishment is as tribal as the dancing. Bring in the Hawaiian, the Haitian voodoo dancers. Boom, 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 boom. It's like, well, listen, you guys did it in Assisi, so we're gonna do it in the trial. Yeah, it's not gonna be a nice gathering of different religions this time. At least not for you. It's just the latent desire of all Christians for this to happen. It's a desire for all true Christians, in my opinion. I don't think you can be a real Christian and not want to see justice done. You know, I think Christianity is about justice and mercy and being just on those who deserve justice and being merciful on those who deserve mercy. See, the types of Russians that I like to talk to or hang out with are those Russians who are into intellectual stuff. I'm not too crazy about those Russian dudes who I don't know, they might like take pleasure in cutting people up. I mean, come on, let's be real here, right? No one wants to talk to those types of people, no matter what country they're from. But I do like those Russians who are into intellectual stuff, and they're into like Dostoevsky, and they're into reading books and analytical stuff.